All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? A lot to break down in this story. You know what? Let's start back from the beginning, all right? About a week and some change ago, Jimmy Butler voiced his frustration to Tom Thibodeau in Los Angeles. They met. Tom Thibodeau is the vice president and head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves. He told Tibbs, look, I don't want to play with Andrew Wiggins anymore. It's either him or me. And I don't love Karl Anthony Towns either, but I can put up with him because he's so good. But Wiggins be talking all this cap like he a star, and he ain't no dog, bro. That's pretty much the consensus of what Thibodeau and Butler reportedly talked about. Butler said, look, Tibbs, I love you. You was my coach in Chicago. You did a lot to get me here in Minnesota as well. You traded Zach LaVine. You traded some other decent players. I want to leave. I don't want to play here anymore. And it's not because of you, Tibbs. It's because I don't want to play with Andrew Wiggins anymore. So Tibbs is like, come on, Butler. Now you put me in a tough spot. So from there, Tibbs relays the message to owner Glenn Taylor. He's like, you know, Jimmy B don't really want to play here anymore, but I think we should just keep him here. We're already at media day. We're already at training camp. We can't trade this guy right now. So Tibbs is like, yo, let me deal with it. Let me deal with it, owner. I'll deal with it. Bring him into training camp. Let me have him. Don't trade him. The owner's like, I'm rich. In every room, I'm the big shot. He's an employee of me. Jimmy Butler, technically, he ain't gonna tell me what to do. No, he don't want to be here in Minnesota. We're trying to create a culture here. Get him out of town. Ship him off. He wants to be traded. Bye. So at that point, Tibbs is like, this is not smart. Training camp is here. Most of these teams are not going to shipload a bunch of their young talent like a team like the Lakers, right? LeBron's been building with Lonzo and Brandon Ingram and Kuzma and Josh Hart. They be fools to trade and kind of wreck that locker room. You can't build chemistry like that. If they would have traded like 2 or 3 of those prospects for Jimmy Butler right now. The only way that works is if an owner feels as if though they got some bad seeds in the locker room that they didn't want to bring back anyway, but they're under contract. That's why the Heat are such a hot team because, to be honest with you, the Heat have been trying to trade Hassan Whiteside and Dion Waiters all summer. They just haven't found the right trade partner. But now Tibbs is like, bruh, I don't want to trade this guy. There's nothing like him on the market. The owner's like, nope, we're trading him. I own this team. Tibbs, you work for me too. I'll trade you out of here if you act up. So now Tibbs is like, all right, I'm going to try to find a trade. Minnesota looked for a couple days. They heard offers, and they're like, yo, none of this sounds even comparable to the two-way player, one of the best two-way players in the game, in Jimmy Butler. Tibbs goes back to Jimmy Butler yesterday. It's like, yo, Jimmy, hey, man, look, you don't want to look. The best offer we got was from the Sacramento Kings. They're going to give us Zebo and Iman Shumpert. You don't want to play in Sacramento, do you? Let's just stay together. The Sacramento Kings are willing to trade for you, and they don't even care if you're committed long term or not. We know you're in the last year of your deal. They know they're taking a risk. They don't care. They're trying to pull the Oklahoma City Thunder route, and they you know how the Thunder got Paul George in the last year of his deal. They're like, yo, if the Thunder could convince PG to stay, heck, Butler already said he wants to play in Los Angeles, California. Let's see if we can get him a couple hundred miles over and get him to commit long term to Sacramento. Jimmy B's like, look, if Sacramento trade for me, they trade for me. I don't care. I'd rather play there than Minnesota. So here we are right now. The plan is for the Minnesota Timberwolves to still trade Jimmy Butler in the next couple of days. Tibbs does not want to do that. He wants Jimmy Butler to play. He tried to convince Jimmy Butler yesterday, yo, just come on. Just come on. Come to the preseason games. Let's figure this thing out. Let's get to work. Now Jimmy Butler's like, yo, nope, not coming. I'm done. Yo, your owner said he want to trade me? Fine. So egos are all in this. Everybody thinks they got the most power in this. The only person humbling himself is Tom Thibodeau, it looks like. And he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because at the end of the day, if the owner says he's got to go, Tibbs got to figure out a trade. Period. That's the reality of the situation. Between Tibbs and the GM, they're going to have to figure that out. The thing is, at the end of the day, the T-Wolves have leverage in the end, right? If they want to play this thing out with a half-effort Jimmy Butler until next year, they could. Remember, the Cavs traded Kyrie Irving, and LeBron said, don't do that. I think that was the last straw with LeBron in Cleveland. LeBron said, bruh, Kyrie wants out. Okay, cool. He don't want to play with me no more. Let me get him in training camp. Let me get him in camp. Let me talk to him. Let me have one-on-ones with him. Let me see why he's mad at me. Dan Gilbert and company freaked out. Kobe Altman freaked out. They're like, no, he wants out. We got to trade him before we get nothing for him. And he got 2 years left on his deal. We don't. And that's what happened. They traded him too early. They got an injured Isaiah Thomas. LeBron is now in Los Angeles. The T-Wolves, they look like they're about to go down the same route and just go ahead and trade this guy now. You could get more at the deadline than what you get right now. Like if Zach Randolph is your best offer, if Dion Waiters is your best offer, maybe I take the Dion Waiters and Hassan Whiteside, and if I can get Justice Winslow, maybe. But even then, I'm like, neither of those guys have the work ethic that Jimmy Butler has, and Wiggins gonna have to step up his maturity to even work with any of those guys. Hassan's gonna have to mature. Waiters gonna have to mature. It just doesn't feel like a team that will be in a good position. That doesn't, to me, that doesn't mesh well with Karl Anthony Towns. That's just me. That's the update. The plan is to trade Jimmy Butler still before the end of this week, and I will keep you guys up to date when more comes in. I'm out.